What are your top 10 rides out Wet and Wild? So starting off with number 10 spot, you guys have picked Calypso Beach. And I absolutely love lazy rivers. They are such an underrated ride over the water parks, as no matter whether you want to put your legs up for a while and relax around the waterways, or you want to twist and turn, splash one another, or even just get from one place to another, they have you lot covered. And what I love so much about this lazy river in particular is the scenery around it, as just being able to sit there, look up at all those palm trees, and of course feel that hot Aussie wind against your face is something that you really can't experience on any other side. Yeah, that guy is definitely me. It's similar to on a real beach. After a while, I just can't take it anymore, and I just want to swim, splash, and play around in the water, which is great because you can do that while people else in your family do still relax. Whilst we're on the topic of not spending a long time in lazy rivers, some people most definitely can, and so whilst I would normally get out after a lap or so, some people will be holding the dinghy for a very long time, and with you normally having to have a dinghy to get in the water, you could be waiting to get in for longer than even some of the bigger rides at the park. It is now time though to go on some water slides, as we've now got Mammoth Falls, and now this, as you can probably tell as well, is another family attraction, which means you won't be getting those thrills that the bigger rides do offer, but you definitely get some unique parts of it as well. Because as soon as you get up those stairs, which hands down, I don't know anyone else, but I find them so scary. I mean, literally, you are standing on a metal staircase, however high this is in the air, with literally nothing but a few supports underneath you. You will then board the dinghy facing inwards to one another, which may not seem like a lot when you first board it, but when you are actually going down the side, completing all those twists, turns, the water going over your face, it is so fun to be able to watch everyone else's reactions on the side itself, all before that final splashdown. So whilst this ride may not be taking you upside down like some other slides we got on this list, what it does provide some great family memories that will last a lifetime. Get ready to take a side of your life, as opening up not long ago over parks, so if you have been to here before, you may not have even done this side, this is super ripper. And for my first impressions of it, I already love the classic body slide feel. Now I love of course these giant new dinghy rides, or of course the lazy rivers, but sometimes nothing beats just sitting down your body, racing down those sides, and all of the coloured lights it seems like, as you make your way down to the bottom. Also, what you might not be able to tell by this slide, but you would be if you looked from above, is that this is actually in a figure of 8 formation, meaning that when you do go around, you will not be short of those twists and turns, and of course drops as well. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that you will also be turning those friends into frenemies, as on this adventure you'll be racing one other person right next to you, meaning that if you do look over the edge, you can give them a little wave as you shoot past them. Do not worry guys, the video has not gone dark, but this is actually our next attraction, as Black Hole, as you can probably guess by the name, is completely black. Oh, what's that though? That is Water Park Splashin's rubber ducky, and as you can probably guess, that is not on the ride itself, but will actually be spotted throughout the video, so count how many you can see, comment it down below, and we'd love to know if you managed to find all the ducks, or how many you managed to get. That aside though, this side is honestly so much fun, and if you are scared of the dark, then it's probably best to miss this one out. I mean, even looking at this ride from off the bottom of it, it does look quite intimidating with this huge structure standing there, towering above the rest of the rides. But if not, honestly, it is an experience that you can't do elsewhere, but maybe a lot faster than you may expect, as you can probably see by it shooting out of the tunnel right now at the end, getting all of the riders absolutely soaked. Did you think the thrills were going to stop there guys? Well, it most definitely isn't, as next up we've got Constrictor, and themed towards a snake, already you know it's going to bite. But with jokes aside, this water slide is short, definitely short, with it only lasting, from what I can see, around 30 seconds, so if you are in an hour queue for that, you may be a little bit disappointed, but it is definitely sweet. It is a bit like Mammoth Falls, but just completely indoors, so I think it's a preference thing. However, what I would suggest is if you are visiting on a busy day, try the different rides and attractions, so choose this one or Mammoth Falls, and then once you've done all the other rides, you feel like you've done the park properly, then come back to it, as it is a really good ride, but just not worth an hour or two queue in my eyes. You cannot have a water park without a racer slide, and from what I can see, this is like one of the best ones. This is Super 8 Aqua Racer water slide, which is not only a handful to say, but it is a handful to take on as well. With you and up to 7 other people, I want it right, being able to board the slide itself on your front, I want to point out, so unlike any other ride, where normally the lifeguard will tell you off for going on your front, this ride you are encouraged to on a mat, which will then bounce, drop, bounce, 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 all the way down to the bottom, where you'll be able to see who is the winner of the Super 8 Aqua Racer, but no cheating, as on the boards as well will tell you how fast you got down, as well as your position in the race. Now, in seeing we've got a ride named Kamikaze come up on our list, I thought it's got to be an exaggeration, But looking at it right now, oh no, it most definitely is not. Basically, this side is like a huge ramp, which you'll be starting at the top of, I want to point out. Then slowly, with you facing into the other person on this side, you'll be pushed over the edge, before then rocking back and forth all the way down till you come to a complete stop. And so this may be a very short slide, and I'm pretty sure in fact that we've actually got two sides of this, so that obviously the queue lines will not get ridiculously long. The thing is, it's not even like you're taking on this adventure on your own, or even with one other person opposite you, as there's always so many spectators watching, including myself, to find out one person who, let's just say, gets a little bit scared on that initial drop. Here we now are in top 3 territory, and to be honest, normally the rides you find in this area are the ones that we've covered so far. So what you are seeing right now are sides that are truly one of a kind, and if you are brave enough to do so, these should be right at your bucket list. I mean, just look at this family slide right here, starting off a bit like Constrictor with a tiny little tunnel section, but then dropping into a humongous funnel that then, like the last ride we just covered, you will then rock back and forth down, again facing into one another, sharing those amazing memories, before then going through a waterfall at the end. And the thing that I do want to point out about this side is when you watch your POVs, or to be honest, even see it from offside, you may be thinking, well, that's a very, very short ride, and it is, do not get me wrong. But when you are upon it and actually experiencing the thrills of it, getting the water in your face, and of course sharing all those reactions as well, it actually feels a whole lot longer. For anyone who's seen our other channel, Theme Park Hosting, you'll know that as much as I love water parks, I also love theme parks too. And so when seeing a ride like KABOOM in the top 3 spots, it definitely brings a smile to my face. And for anyone going right now, what can be a water slide and a coaster? Well, you just wait and see. As once you've made your way up Australia's tallest water slide tower, meaning there's going to be a lot of those steel stairs, you will then board one of those 2 people dinghies that will then drop down drops. But here comes the clever part. It will then be lifted up by some sort of sciencey thing. Honestly, I've got no idea how it does it. Where a little bit of water will go over you, meaning that not only can you have the thrills of going uphill on a water side, but also the water slide can last for an incredibly long time too, meaning even more tunnels, turns and drops than you'll be able to find even on Australia's tallest water tower if the slide just went straight down. Therefore, you know when I said earlier that there's some rides at this park which has got to be prioritised. These are one of the sides that I mean, and in fact you can also race in this one, so really there's no reason why you shouldn't want to take it on. You know when you scroll through YouTube and you see those videos like the roller coaster without the loop, or the giant slides that come from skyscrapers, and you go, that can't be real. Well, when looking at a picture of this ride, you will most likely think the same thing. The only thing is though, is that unlike those thumbnail photos where it's not real, on this side you generally will be going through an AquaLoop. Sounds crazy, right? And oh yes, it definitely is, with let alone everything else that this side has to offer, including, yes, that trapdoor drop that you will literally plummet through, the inversion that you will go around, and then the final splashdown. Just that little backpack style thing will scare me. I think it is worth mentioning though, before we do finish off this side and you guys go, not in a million years Tom, they have got protocols over here to keep you safe. So for example, if you don't make it through the loop and you roll back, there is a trapdoor at the bottom that can open up, and if you do get stuck at the top of the loop, they've also got a door up there. So no matter what happens on this side, you will most likely be okay. Thank you for watching, bye bye.